The International Federation of Women Lawyers has expressed concerns over the poor level of political participation and representation by Nigerian women. The president of the group, Amina Agbaje, made this known in Abuja at the launch of a situation room to document cases of violence against women and make recommendations to promote female participation in politics. Agbaje says the potential risk of violence before, during and after the elections is a main reason why few women participate in politics.
Ahead of the presidential and national assembly elections, we have observed that only few women emerged as candidates of political parties. For instance, out of 18 candidates contesting for the coveted seat, only one is a female, amounting to about 5.5% representation. Furthermore, from the 1,101 candidates contesting for the 109 seats in the Nigerian Senate, only 92 from this number are females, representing about 8.35%. Similarly, only 286% out of 3,101 candidates contesting for the 360 seats in the Federal House of Representatives are female, amounting to about 9.2% representation. Cumulatively, only 1,557 females, constituting about 10.17%, are contesting as candidates for all positions in the 2023 general elections. We expect that the increase in registered voters will translate to more voters, especially women participation at the polls. We recall that at the 2019 general elections, only 28,614 and about voters, representing about 35.66% of the total voting population, exercised their franchise. We expect that due to an increased voters' awareness and continuous voters' registration, which has witnessed an increased number of registered women voters to 44,846, more women will participate actively, which will transcend to an increased voters' turnout at the polls. Towards reducing barrier to women's participation in these elections due to cultural and religious factors, we expect that INEC will create a separate queues for male and female voters, which will provide an enabling environment for a favorable participation from female voters. Deployment of electoral materials, sensitive and non-sensitive, across all registration area centers and polling units timeously is key for an improved political participatory process for women. Specifically explored the prospects or otherwise of peaceful election that can promote women's participation, drawing insights from election risks factors that could negatively impact election security and trigger electoral violence against women in elections.
This election is almost here, it's almost gone. And so if there are few women participating in this election, there's little or nothing we can do about it. But I urge women, because you have the number and the population, and I dare to say you have the economic means too, encourage more women to plan towards the 2027 election. We cannot keep lamenting. We cannot keep agonizing. We need to be more engaging and deliberate about where we want to be and defining and changing the narrative of the kind of future we have. And I'm sure as we do that, we're going to have a better Nigeria, and a Nigeria where there's social justice, where there's peace, where there's equity, and where there's a platform for everybody to thrive.
We're launching the situation room that will monitor activities of the forthcoming general election, which is almost around the corner, which is sponsored by the UN and the government of Canada. We want to see what is out there in the field when it concerns women participation, especially when it has to do with violence. We're not praying for that, but we know that most times there's always a lot of violence during election. So we want to monitor it and see how we can move from there to a better situation. It is unfortunate that there's a lot of discrimination against not just women and children, but I think people living with disability are suffering it the most. And that is why there was an act that was established, I think 2018, People Living with Disability Act. Because if people were treated equally, there wouldn't be need for that. Because the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria says, we the people of Nigeria, regardless of your sex, your race, your religion, and your status or who you are, we the people of Nigeria. But we find out that the people of Nigeria, when you come down to it, are not being treated equally. So FIDA Nigeria works with people living with disability. We have programs that we run together with them. We advocate for their rights, and then wherever we can come in, we come in. So, but there's a lot of sensitization and advocacy going on the need for all inclusivity. And when we talk about that, we mean all Nigerians.
And basically, it's just an overview of the journey so far, thus far, while establishing the situation room, what we've done in establishing the situation room, and our role in advancing the political participation of women in the 4 focal states that we are doing our intervention: Borno, Kwara, Kaduna, and Plateau states. And so basically, we just did a roll down of what we've done by training law enforcement officers, our accredited observers, and also young women, basically on observing, documenting, and reporting incidences of violence against women in elections. So with that, we believe that we are set to have a situation where we collate these incidents and also document and report to the press our findings from the 2023 general elections.